네, 해병 물건 최대로.
자, 한 번에 뛰어나는 김승찬 선수 자리 잡고 있는
이 공성을 잘 이렇게 너무 아플 수 있어요. 그럴 때 공이업되는 메카닉 병력 오히려 압도적인 활약 발휘할 수 있고요. 마치 공이업
직전 타이밍이었는데.
공이업 타이밍이거든요. 공이업 공성을 잘
아이고,
이기는데
1.4 제대로 해주고 있고요.
자, 내리전이 잡혔고.
근데 지금 이거 빼야 될 것 같아요.
해병이 못하네요. 오늘 일본 직전이 다른데 맹동충이 해병이 못하는데요.
자, 이번 맹구시 못가요, 맹구시.
성주 선수 해병.
자, 진국도 해병.
의료선의 힘. 진기호 뿌려버리지 되지 않기 때문에 숨은 공신이 이 의료선의 힘. 해병이 안 죽어요.
야, 추가 병력 도착하는 게 정말
박한호 선수.
하고 공격 유도하고.
준비하고 있는 가운데.
박광 선수의 방금의 센스는 정말 좋았습니다. 구종현 선수 여기서 무리할 것이 아니라 좀 체제를 정비할 필요가 있습니다.
네, 자, 전투 수상.
조심해야 돼요.
네, 추적 미사일 이거 무조건
미사일입니다.
추적 미사일.
근데 점에서 차단당했기 때문에 이 확장을 도둑질이죠. 이게 바로 관계마다 도둑들.
도둑 한번 이어지는 바이킹 싸움. 달인인데. 자, 대규모상 앞쪽에서 일단 저글링 아드레날린 업그레이드가 완성이 됐거든요. 계속해서 밀어붙이면서 감싸고.
일단 내 신경이 대충 에너지를 모두 소모를 해버리고 오히려 안 뺏었네요.
왕자탄은 거의 힘을 못 씁니다.
그렇죠.
많아요.
조금 위험해요.
네,
땅으로 뺐어.
자, 일단 위쪽에서 골도도 공격해주고 있고 박수.
이렇게 되면
강화수가 안 되고 있어요.
이거 막힐 것 같은데요.
파수기 없으면 이거 입구에 너무 많거든요.
진규원 씨.
강인대 테라.
이렇게 되면 공격이에요.
감사는 그냥 강인대라 넣는 게 좋습니다. 맹독충 제거는 성공.
진짜 잘해요. 이거 진짜 생각인데.
All right, welcome everybody to the GSL Code A. With that rock and rock music, we have begun. It is the round of 8 today. That's right, it's the quarterfinals, and we've got an amazing lineup today, actually. You guys saw that highlight video of kind of how we've got to where we were, and we've got the best of the best, you know,
Dude,
so far in the season.
That highlight from Don Regu vs. Inca. I actually somehow didn't watch that series.
Really?
No one told me, that it was like apparently totally epic. I'm gonna go back and watch that. That was awesome.
That one, and then the Maka versus Dream series was also extremely cool. Game 1 was like the longest game in GSL history, so that was a lot of fun too. I am Doa. With me, of course, is Moletrap, and we are ready to bring you guys the round of 8. Thanks to Pepsi and G-Skill for sponsoring the GSL. Without those guys, it'd be a very boring affair, wouldn't it?
Well, without them, someone else might have sponsored.
Yeah, that's true, but
So,
I like Pepsi and I like
But with
Ram.
them,
Yeah.
we got an awesome tournament going on here. The GSL Code A round of 8, the quarterfinals. It's going to be off the hook, and, this is the part where, the chaff has either been eliminated to Code B or is going to be in Code A next season, and the wheat is going to be playing today for a chance to go to the semifinals. Now, all of these folks today are already in the up and down matches at the very least. But so that means kind of two things. In a sense, the pressure is off a little bit because people are like, all right, I already got up and down matches. I'm good. But in another sense, the pressure is on because that means they're a couple wins away from getting Code S automatically. The winner of Code A actually just gets seeded straight into Code S.
Definitely true.
And,
Let's take a look.
Yep, here's our matches for today. The entire round of 8. GanZI versus Czech is going to start us off. Slayers Tasia versus TSL JYP is going to be the second match. And then, as you can see in this bracket, the winners of our first 2 matches will play against each other. Then, the second half of the show, Yoda versus Linok, and Jockji versus Marine King. And then, of course, next Monday, the winners of those will play each other as well in the semifinals. 2 weeks from the finals.
It's going to be pretty awesome. I'm just excited about every one of these matches today. I mean, our first match, GanZI versus Czech Prime, that we see a new Terran player coming in. He's made a lot of waves. He's gotten a lot of wins, going up against one of the oldest Zergs in Starcraft 2, Czech Prime. He's been around forever.
Yeah, man.
And I know Czech Prime really wants to get back into Code S, and the easiest way to do that is to win Code A. So yeah, all these guys really, really want to advance. They do get to go to the up and down matches, but they want that win. They want that prize pool. So yeah, these guys are going to be playing their hearts out. I'm just so excited about today's matches. I mean, JYP we get to see in our second match.
Yeah.
He's one of the newer Protoss players from the team TSL. He's really, really impressing me. He's like one of my favorite Protoss right now.
JYP is the last Protoss in Code A.
Yes, he is.
I was talking to Gisato, who is actually an old school programmer. He was a programmer a long time ago, and he's actually one of the Korean casters here at the GSL. He lives in the GOM house with us. I was talking to him about JYP, and he said that because he's the last Protoss, he calls him the Protoss Messiah. He's the last hope for Protoss in Code A.
Last hope.
And the Protoss aren't doing that well in Code S either.
No, it's...
Let's go ahead and take a look at our players for today. This is our first match. There he is, the man himself. Very cool guy I got to meet at MLG Anaheim. Slayer's GanZI.
Yep. Very good Terran player. I mean, really, I would say if you're going to be a Terran player, Slayers is the team to do it in.
That's true.
They've got, what seems like the best training, the best innovation of any of the teams in Korea right now, and he's definitely a product of that. He came out, we saw him a couple months ago, first in the Team League, and he has been in Code A a few times already, I believe, a couple times here. Hasn't quite gotten to Code S yet, but, I think this guy's definitely got potential.
Yeah, was he in, maybe he was, I don't remember if he was in Code A last season. Yeah, you're right. Season 3 he was in, and Season 2, you're right. He's been in a few times.
Been in a couple times already. Yeah,
and I remember he kept, kind of advancing and then losing the round of 16, so he has never, I think he got to the up and down matches once.
He's going up against this guy right here. It is Czech Prime from the Team Prime, and we keep saying it a lot, but yeah, this guy really has been around forever. Definitely one of the veteran Zergs in StarCraft 2, and I could really see this match going either way. I mean, GanZI's very strong in TVZ, like really all the Slayers Terrans are right now, but Czech Prime is just kind of strong all around. I mean, he's down in Code A, but I don't think we should really hold that against him. Still a very good player.
Yeah, Czech is one of those ones that's been around for a long, long time. He actually was a Warcraft 3 player. He was actually a top-level Warcraft 3 player, and that's how he got into StarCraft 2 is from that. So that's kind of where he got to start. I'm going to go ahead and drop some knowledge on you guys, though, real quick. This is just a little bit of some statistical knowledge for you. GanZI, Slayer's GanZI is 10-4. He has a 71% win rate versus Zerg. The only Zerg who has ever beaten him in a best-of series was Dongregu. Actually, no, that was not a best of series. Those were GSTL matches. Never mind. He's beaten every other Zerg in GSTL or in a best of series, including Lucira, including Fruit Dealer. He beat Linok. So, GanZI very strong. Czech, on the other hand, is 13-23 with a whopping 36% win rate versus Terran.
It's not quite as high, is
No,
it?
not quite as high as 70. So, point being, if you're going to look at the statistics, it's going to favor GanZI. The first map is going to be Belshir Beach, by the way. Let's go ahead and get started and see if the statistics will tell the truth or if Czech can bring it home.
All right, over here on the right side of GSL Belshir Beach is our Terran from the Team Slayers. Always reminds me of the Muppet Gonzo when I hear his name. I've thought that since the very first time I've heard it. His ID is
Slayer's GanZI.
So I want to call him the Gonzo Terran, but I don't know. He has to play crazier before I can really call him that. He's pretty.
He'd have to play
right
crazy
now.
And also be from outer space.
That's true. He has to have a big, long blue nose as well. Over on the left side of the map is a player who is blue, but not a Muppet.
Czech Prime win.
I wanted to do a little bit more with that intro. It didn't quite work.
He's blue, but not a Muppet.
That's
an apt description.
There you go. That's Czech Prime. All right. So
GanZI, by the way, just to drop some more knowledge on you guys while things are getting warmed up here, he actually beat Bonbon.
Ooh, what is this?
And Fruit Dealer. What's going on? Oh.
It's a proxy Rax.
That is a proxy Rax.
Ah, interesting. And this is something we haven't seen too much in the GSL lately. I'm curious if he's going to follow it up. Well, he's already building a second one back home, so this is just going to be a lot of 2 barracks pressure. He's going to put a lot into this. Question is, will the drone scout it?
Probably.
Probably not if he just turns into a hatchery.
Yeah, expansion.
He's not going to see it.
15 hatchery there for Czech.
Yep.
And GanZI, yeah, you know, starting off with some shenanigans right off the bat. And it's a nice way to start off a series, put your opponent on the defensive, you know, make them think for the rest of the, even if this doesn't pay off, the rest of the series.
Did you see what I just saw? He's getting a gas right now. GanZI is actually getting a gas as well.
Huh.
Interesting. All right. So there's the first bunker here. He's going to be producing
submarines. You know what?
I think he probably wants to make a Reaper, I would imagine, out of his barracks back at home.
And this is still out of Czech's vision, by the way. You know what? Yeah, he only has 1 barracks, actually. That's his only barracks, so he might get a factory in his main after this.
I was looking at the mini-map, and I mistook a supply depot for a barracks. So never mind, just 1 barracks.
Yeah.
There's the bunker there. He's getting 1 gas as well.
That's so hilarious that he doesn't actually see it.
Yep. So probably going to follow this up with Hellions, and afterwards probably make a factory and make a couple of those to stay safe as he floats his barracks back after.
Now look at this. He's being so. Oh no, don't do it! Late for the hatchery to finish. Well, he's probably gonna let it finish anyway, actually. But he sees that second bunker now, and is he gonna cancel that, or is he gonna try and break this pressure? He lets the hatchery finish. He's going to put down a spine crawler probably as soon as his pool finishes.
Yep, he's got 8 lings on the way right now. 2 queens as well. That's going to help out quite a bit. But yeah, the second bunker is almost finished right now, and the factory is getting built by GanZI as well.
I don't know how he could possibly break this. With 2 bunkers there with really good positions so they cannot be surrounded.
Well, he's going to have to use the spine crawler. I mean, he's going to have to build it and then get in that position where he can just barely outrange the Marines. And that combined with the lings might be able to do it, but that hatchery is already at half life, Moltrap. I don't know.
No, that hatchery's going to die.
Yeah, I think Czech Prime might lose it. He's running out of time.
And that's why I was like wondering why GanZI showed his hand before the hatchery finished, because he had a chance to cancel it.
Yep. Goodbye, hatchery. I don't know.
Queen is out. 150, 100 hit points left.
He's going to have to go right now. Is he going to be able to save the hatchery?
And he is going to attack that bunker. He needs to. Probably should have targeted down the hatchery, actually.
Yeah. I was a little bit surprised about that, but you're right. He can still hit the hatchery from the second bunker, though. So still going to go down. Goodbye, hatchery. Nice try there by Czech Prime, but it wasn't enough. And yeah, so that puts GanZI, way ahead, needless to say.
Yeah.
He's walled off with that factory. He's going to get those Hellions out, like I mentioned earlier. Help him kind of stay a little bit safer. Now, Czech Prime's getting a Roach Warren right now that's going to be helpful against the Hellions. Pretty decent against the Marines, but it's just going to be really difficult to keep up with the Terran that's going to be, expanding pretty soon, like GanZI probably will decide to do most likely.
And here he is poking in with that Hellion. He does have a starport up as well.
Yep.
So he could theoretically drop things in there. He's got a decent force of Marines there. But yeah, 6 Roaches on the way are going to clean up this force at his front door very easily with the Link support.
Yeah, he's going to want to pull back, and that's exactly what he's doing right now, actually. Yeah. Good
Smartly done.
No reason to waste any of those Marines. The Roaches can't catch them. And yeah, so GanZI seems pretty safe right now. He just started his second command center. Oh, and he's actually going for Banshees, too. That's actually a really cool follow-up to this.
Yeah, force Roaches. Yeah. Go for units that kill Roaches. Yep. Always a good combo to force your opponent into something and then counter it preemptively, which is exactly what he's kind of done here. He's going to have a little bit of trouble holding his Roaches for a moment, though.
He's going to want to raise those supply depots.
Whoa! Raise them, raise them, raise them, raise them! Or don't. There he goes.
Oh, Hellions on the high ground, too. Nice touch there.
Well, he opens up his door anyway by lifting that factory. Maybe he wants to invite things in so they can die faster.
Yep, give the SCVs a little bit more surface area to repair the supply depot on, too. That's not bad. So right now, I mean, the second hatchery is going up. You can see from the mini-map that Czech Prime is going to try to just keep GanZI contained for a little bit if he can.
There's that Banshee. Going to drive those Roaches back. So Czech loses his hatchery, tries for this little counter pressure, and it fails miserably. I don't think, in fact, let me check out units lost. GanZI has lost 2 units. I think those were the 2 SCVs repairing the bunker. So he's barely lost anything.
Yeah, he's doing really, really well right now. And this Banshee could potentially cause some damage. Now, he doesn't have Cloak for it, I believe. And there should be enough Queens hanging out, even though the bases are not connected by creep right now, because there's only one base. That's why they're not connected by creep, Moltran. Just in case you're wondering.
Good to know. Good to know. He is starting to creep out there, though.
Yep.
Starting to creep me out, man. And this Overlord's getting creeped out by that Viking. Banshee just doing some work in the main. He's actually supply blocked check as well, but he has those 2 queens. So it's going to be fine. He only produced the 1 Banshee just to kind of scare him and clear out roaches, get map control, and make sure that Czech can't move out on the map for a while, even if he wants to.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, is back at GanZi's base right now, he's building up quite a decent force. Yeah, I think he's just going to probably push with it pretty soon here. Czech just doesn't have a lot of stuff right now. He had to spend a lot of resources kind of trying to hold off that bunker pressure. He still lost his hatchery anyway. Had to spend money replacing that. Now he's spending money on spore crawlers and an evo chamber, queens, and all that's going to add up to a very, very hard time holding off of GanZi's push when it finally comes.
And don't forget Overlords, because Czech has been supply blocked until just a moment ago. GanZi currently has more than double the supply of Czech. Actually, Czech just brought it to just above double, just under double, but yeah, GanZi is way, way ahead, and he's actually got a force going across the map here. He might just go in and kill Czech right now.
Yep, Czech's got trouble. GanZi's making it double.
That's right.
Oh
no. Large force of Marines. That Viking is going to be annoying as well.
All right.
And here he goes.
And yeah, so can Czech hold this off? That's a lot of siege tanks there now. Does GanZi have siege mode? I would have to assume he probably does. He actually does not. He probably doesn't
even matter. It doesn't make a bit for this guys. The 3 queens coming in here trying to fight things off, but there's just nothing in front of them. The lings and roaches are all dead. The hatchery is going to go down. GanZi even keeping his air units out of range of that spore crawler.
Yep.
The Banshee did die to queens, but Czech is just, his base is in tatters, and GanZi's economy is booming. He's got another army this big at home waiting to move out, just in case this doesn't kill him anyway, just in case of a counterattack.
Trying to get that surround with the drones and the lings, but
there we go.
Yeah, even picking up the tank, didn't lose hardly anything, and GanZi absolutely crushes Czech Prime in that game 1. Nice little bit of cheese there with that barracks, proxy barracks. Really nicely done by Slayer's GanZi. And Czech's got to be kicking himself after that. I mean,
GanZi lost 6 units that whole game. 6 units.
That's got to be an achievement if it's like we're talking single player here. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that was I think crushing was the word that you used. That was a crushing win for GanZi there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of expecting GanZi to take this series, and you know, a game like that isn't really indicative of how good these players are against each other. I mean, in a certain sense, if Czech had scouted that bench slot earlier, would have been able to respond. Cheese probably wouldn't have worked, and we would have gone into a much longer game, which on a map like Belcher Beach has been kind of traditionally a little bit better for Zerg. So we'll have to see what happens on the second map. It's going to be dual site. I don't know, what do you think? Think we're going to see something different in the second map?
Yeah, I mean, GanZi, I mean, he did that cheese. Like I was saying before, it's something that kind of throws your opponent off, makes him like scout around more, makes him double check for anything like that. I don't think we're going to actually see that twice in a row, though.
Oh, no, probably
that seemed like a very specific, I mean, the bunker was very specifically placed in the perfect spot, that it was out of vision of the hatchery barely. So, I mean, that was practiced. And I don't think he's going to, I mean, we'll see. Maybe he practiced the same thing on dual site, for all I know, but it's better to mix things up usually.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we're probably going to see something different on this map. I mean, Czech at the very least is going to send out a drone and scout for that type of thing, at least.
Exactly.
You know? And that's usually the thing you scout for, you know, most every game anyway. It's just sometimes you forget. And sometimes players, they get like a little bit confident. They're like, oh, I don't need to scout for that.
He may have sent his overlords across the usual spots, and maybe he wasn't expecting that spot behind the natural.
Well, it was an interesting spot. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone quite proxy barracks in that place before. And I mean, right there, you can put the bunker in a place where it's really hard to surround, and then the second bunker kind of nestled between the hatchery and the mineral line.
Nestled indeed.
Nestled. It was all cuddly and warm.
Nestled like a kitten in your arms.
That's right.
Speaking of kittens in arms, let's start at game 2.